Hi, this is Smart Academy. We are giving CSIR Net and JRF online classes. Today I am discussing about concepts of constraints. So already last video I discussed about different theorems: conservation of linear momentum, conservation of angular momentum, conservation of energy. So I am today I discuss about little bit about constraints. See here the concept is constraint. What is constraint? The motion of rigid bodies. See, for example, this is a rigid body. Here we have two particles. So the distance between these two particles, this is a marker. See the distance between these two particles while it is motion. When it is motion, the particle distance between these two particles is not changing. So that is the constraint of this rigid body. It means it is not changing the distance between these two particles. If you go for motion of point mass of simple pendulum, see take this one. See this is a simple pendulum. This is the point mass. See here while it is in motion, to and from motion, the distance between suspension to the midpoint of the point mass, the length is not changing. The length is fixed. Here between two particles, the distance between two particles is fixed, it is not changing, as well as the motion of point mass of simple pendulum, that is L, is also fixed here. If you go for third case, the motion of gas molecules within a container, take this one. This is a container. See gas molecules are there. See inside the gas molecules, it has to move inside only. It means, see this is the distance. For example, take this molecule, it has to move this much distance only. It can't go out. So this is a constraint. That is the restriction of motion of that molecules. What is the restriction? It has only space. I think, for example, this is R, 2R. The distance in 2R distance only it has to move to and fro, otherwise up and down. So that is the constraint. In the motion, the molecules are moving within limitations, within constraints. So go for fourth case, the motion of particle in solid sphere, on solid sphere. Sorry, not in on solid sphere. See, this is the one sphere, the motion of a particle moving like this. It is moving like this. The motion of particle on solid sphere. So what is here a constraint? For here the fixed distance R. This is this much, this radius A, R plus A. It is fixed. It is moving on solid sphere. So what we observed four cases here. We observed four cases here. So in four cases, the motion of rigid body, the motion of point mass of simple pendulum, the motion of gas molecules, the motion of particle, whatever it is, there is in the motion some limitations and restrictions are there. There is not changing. Here the distance is not changing. Here length of pendulum is not changing. The gas molecule move within container only, that much only. So here the particle and solid sphere R plus A. See what is constant now. The limitations on the motion of a particle or system of particles are generally known as constraints. Generally known as constraints. See what is here? The limitations on the motion of a particle or a system of particles. So there is a limitations are there. See particle is moving. Okay. But if it is there any restriction is there, that is we can call it constraint. The limitations on the motion of a particle or a system of particles are generally known as constraints. So this is discussed in this one topic, that is concept constraints. Next video I am moving to second concept.